Chris. Good mid-morning. Tyler, what's up, dude? How goes it? Dotting I's. Dotting I's. So I can go paint and let these dry. I might have, it is cold, man. I'm just here to watch the meteoric rise in subscribers from YouTube Shorts. Possibly. The good thing is, Hella, is I should have enough of those backlogged that I can put them out pretty regular, like every day for a decent amount of time. Because that color changing bait, I mean, that's left over from 2018. So it's nice to be able to reuse all my old stuff. What up, Jive Turkey? Same old, same old. This is probably what should have been the title of this video, but I have two baits in there I got to paint. And they came in yesterday, balsa baits. And Jeremy said like 2,000. About 500 more than Instagram. So this guy sent me this bait, and he sent me these two balsa baits. They're like tap style wood baits. I think Microno built them, and he wanted them painted. I said, all right. And he said, I want him to look like a blueback herring type deal. And then I was like, he sent me a picture of he was the guy that sent me the picture of a magic swimmer I painted. And I was like, listen, that's got scales on it. Like, it's not going to be the same paint job. Like, it's not going to look right. And he said, okay. And then he sent me a picture of Ozark shad. And he's like, what about this one? I was like, that'll be badass. And it'll like catch a shit out of them. So anyway, we agreed on the paint job and all that stuff. And he said, hey, can you do me a favor? I said, yeah. He said, don't put eyes on it. I said, do what? He said, I don't want you to put eyes on the bait. I said, do you have a plan personally that you're going to add eyes yourself, or do you not like lures with eyes? He said, I don't like my lures to have eyes. I'm like, dude, I've been painting baits for 10 years. I've never, ever had anybody request no eyes. Very bizarre. Very bizarre. So, yeah, that was the first time I've ever had anybody tell me they didn't want any eyes on their bait. So, go figure. Take a look at me. Muffin Man, how goes it? Just got the same request on a 110. I had to ask 3 times. That's bizarre, dude. What is with people? Is there some YouTube video going around that says you're a dumbass if you do this and it's put eyeballs on your baits? There's got to be something going on. Yeah, I certainly think you could catch fish on a bait with no eyes. But I also think that it's been proven that a bass will, you know, probably try and attack the head of the bait, right? Like, don't they typically try and eat the head first, and then once, so they can swallow it easier. Um, but I think it looks good right there. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. Bizarre. Um, Maybe the big bass in his lake is blind, so the blind bait equals big blind bass. Possibly the answer. Possibly the answer. Uh, I tried the YouTube short, says Casey Fishing, and have almost 100 views since 7 this morning. Well, I guess shorts are about to get flooded. Pretty amazing. Oh, that was puny, dude. What is going on? So where's this one go? My 250 don't have eyes and they still headshot it. Well, I mean, I guess when it's fast and furious, who knows how they get baits. I guess a jerk bait, if they're sitting there looking at it, they can probably tell the orientation of the bait, what's ahead and what's not. I don't know. I don't know. A little bubble on that one. Pop, you dick. There you go. Uncle Randy, why eyes are on your baits are costing you fish? Even nature puts eyes on its paint job. Exactly. What I don't get is like to ask them to not be put on the bait would lend me to believe that this guy would believe that eyes hinder the amount of bites. Because if you just went ahead and put eyes on a bait, certainly it shouldn't hurt anything, right? It's not going to cost you bites. So, in this guy's thinking, he gets more bites by not having eyes. Eyes are costing him bites. Hey, different strokes for different folks. Can't see it. So, Guru, how is it? Uh, I personally do think that red and pink eyes can hurt you. That's interesting because I get a lot of armchair painters, which I haven't had any in a while, but I used to. Um, that anytime I would post a bait that had gold eyes or silver eyes, you always get the armchair painters that would say it needs red eyes. Like, no, it doesn't. Like, yeah, they'd catch them with red eyes, and it's like it'd look dumb. But um, sucker for yellow eyes. Yeah, I don't know yet, especially on wood baits. Yellow just looks right. Um, I don't know what color I'm going to do on these. Check this thing out. I need to put that. Well, look, it's like albino. It's like albino orange. It's almost like clouds, but the base of the bait is bone. Is that sexy or what? Sorry, YouTube. Let me get over there and show you guys. Focus, you damn camera. Not going to focus. I'm trying to contrast the background. There it is. Look at that beautiful little nugget. Um, so we'll be putting eyes on these. Kyle, good point. I like the 110 look down eyes. Yeah, those are nice looking eyes. Those are nice looking eyes. Uh-oh. A couple of my bits fell. All right, what color am I going to put on the white ones? I guess it needs white eyes. Or gray would look good. Maybe white. Seguro, yeah, this is a that's a DT. That's a DT6 repaint. These are Marty Burns. These are Marty Burns baits. Actually, this one isn't a Marty Burns. This is a Bojack. Let's see here. See if I can try this white out. There's silver. Silver would look good. Let me try this white out. Oh, it's bone. It's perfect. Perfect. I forgot I mixed this into a bone color. I almost painted a similar color this morning, probably because of the snow on the ground. AJ, wouldn't that have been odd? Wouldn't that have been strange? All right, got two little beady eyes on there. Horseshoe custom style. Got them on the side of their head, like I won't say like what. All right, we got eyes. I like it. I like it. Someone mute AJ for saying the S word. I don't have to worry about that down here. Luckily. Blue Baits, get the thumbs up on Insta. Is that the key? AJ, I thought it was chartreuse. I guess it's anything chartreuse seemed to always like get people excited. Didn't matter what it was. Like you could take a fluorescent rattle can and spray paint any of these bait chartreuse and put it on Instagram, and people would do thumbs up. Let me drop you a comment. So go back to 1080 on my side. TK, you don't look like a 16-bit pixel Luigi. Wonderful. That's good to hear. Daniel, where are you located? Do you get real snow or do you get like in between snow? Do you get hella snow or do you get like Tennessee snow? Eastern Kentucky, yeah, you get pretty decent, I guess. I guess you don't get hella and AJ snow. I don't know why, but I bet half of my top 10 baits are blue baits. Well, I'll test that theory on my end, AJ, and we will see whose blue bait excels. Maybe my people don't like blue baits. We'll see if yours are the blue bait aficionados. My people typically like bluegills. Maybe I should do a blue. Oh, you're actually right. When I used to paint the bluegills, people used to go nuts over those. Kentucky has seemed to be struck with ice storms instead. No thanks. I don't like ice. I don't like snow. I don't like wintertime. I do like fishing in the wintertime. It's actually my favorite. November through February is my favorite time of year to fish. Y'all can have the spawn. Y'all can have all that bullshit, which I'll take May. May's probably my favorite month. But there's lots of people in the water in May. And, dude, wintertime's awesome. Especially down here. Because it never really gets that cold to where it like, they typically will bite down here throughout the winter. Yes, because everyone is hunting and watching football. You can go out there and do whatever you want. Any spot you want to get to, it's open. These cold fronts are the chef's kiss on the Sabine. I look forward to it every year. I look forward to everyone going hunting and watching football. But yeah, I'm sure it's the same there as it is here, Tyler. Water blows out, pushes them all in the ditches and creeks and off the flats and concentrates them. Nowhere else for them to go. They just get piled up. But they can be hard to find. Like if you don't land on them, you're left scratching your head. That's the only good thing about when the water's up is you can just like go fishing and stumble across a few of them. Exactly. I can get in my Speedo. I don't have to worry about somebody TikToking my ass. So, caught 70 bass yesterday in 4 hours. Rattle trap or lipped crankbait? Lipless or lipped? And if you say otherwise, I'm going to call bullshit, Tyler. I think that's the beautiful part about here in like the Sabine is that there is no deep water. Like you can catch them in like 6 foot. That'll be deep. 110 and the DT6. Oh, Downey wants to know, Tyler, um, were you on the Louisiana or the Texas side? And don't say Texas side. Marty, what are you up to? Working? What time is it? 11? Yeah, I got waiting on these eyes to dry. I got a few. Oh, I will. I forgot to tell you guys. I found a guy selling some baits on Facebook. So I ended up ordering them, and I bought them. I bought them from him, which I haven't bought him yet. I have to send him a money order. So the guy had like this wall of baits, and he had them all listed for sale, and uh, and they were pretty cheap. So I started looking through them, and I was like, oh, I could get some of these to put on the website. And I realized why there were so many left. Like nobody had bought anything from him, and his post had been up for 3 days, and he had some pretty good shit, and some real good stuff actually. And so I was looking at his wall of baits, and I picked out about 20. And after I got done shopping, he said, "I'll have to go to the post office. What's your zip code?" I was like, I gave him my zip code. He said, "I don't have PayPal." I said, "Okay." He said, "I need I need money order. I need a money order." I was like, "All right, fair enough." Some old retired dude. So that is the reason. Obviously, this guy has not sold any baits because uh, he is requiring a money order for payment. So he's got this wall of baits, and nobody's buying them because you can't pay him with PayPal. So I'm gonna go get the dude a money order, and send him a money order. Uh, Kyle, yeah, Western Union. I'm gonna get him one from the post office because I think the post office secures the money order. Um, so if there's any like theft involved, I think it is a federal issue. But if I get scammed, I get scammed. I don't think he's trying to scam. Dude looks pretty legit. He just looks like an old guy with a bunch of baits in his basement. So uh, I'll send him. I'll go to the post office and get him a money order. Uh, I have no PayPal or any online payment thing, but I found a way to accept money for my baits I make. Cash? It's the best way. That's my favorite way. So anybody looking to get baits painted, and if you previously have been quoted a 1 month wait time, send cash, and magically the wait time turns into 4 days. Hella, I certainly do. Online gift cards. Who knew? It's pretty clever. Pretty clever. Or they just buy it and send it to you, like mail it to you, or like I guess it's kind of like they go and buy it and then it gets shipped to you, and you return them for cash. Wow, that's pretty clever there, Brennan. Pretty clever. I think people would get annoyed with me if I kept having them buy me online gift cards. But that is very smart of you. Like I said, Brendan, you're wise beyond your years, bro. Gift cards of any type would work, but you need to make sure it's the correct amount of money on the card. Yeah, very true. Wouldn't want to get a $1 gift card that says 25 on it. Gift cards are the worst. They're so like they're such a good moneymaker for companies because there's like a I forget I've read what the percentage of what amount of gift cards went unused or the balances were left on the card, but it's unreal. Uh, I actually, believe it or not, when I was in Austin, I was friends with this guy, and come to find out, his dad worked for a very famous credit card company, and he ended up leaving this credit card company. But what he did when he was leaving the company was he invented a little thing called the magnetic strip for credit cards and gift cards. And so at that time, they would lay a card on the transfer paper and they would run the thing across it and then it would take the numbers and all that shit. He was the one supposedly responsible for the magnetic strip on a card being able to swipe. What do you think that's worth? Dude, I can't. It's really like I can't tell you how exciting it is to open up a box of baits and then there be an envelope full of cash there. Paper transfer cards, yeah, that was a thing. That used to be a thing. So anyway, this might be a world record short. Actually, those are kind of dry. I might be able to dot these. Those are drying kind of slow. Let's see here. Burnsy, I got some of your foils painted. I'm just a clown on my face. I wear a frown. These are some this is a WEC paint job that I was commissioned for. Luckily, I've been asked for that color a lot, and I have pre-mixed an entire container of blue paint that exactly replicates Ed's blue. Dennis the Menace. AJ, how prepper of y'all. How doomsday prepper of y'all. Uh, Anybody watch the Chris Zaldane podcast with Matt Herron? I am just like Hella. I watched a few minutes of it. I watched a little clip it, and then I bounced. For me, I watched the one with John B. It's hard to watch. No, I watched the one with not John B. I did watch parts of the one with John B. I watched the one with Rick Clunn. Um, it was hard for me to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Painful at times. Not agonizingly painful, but there were times there was some cringe. Um, you watched the Clun one? Yeah, the Clun one was decent. Uh, Hell, I think you know what was painful about it. No, that was just some weird. Clun was not. He was very well spoken. Um, but there were times when when Rick was talking about stuff like his like you know his like meditational like his meditation and shit and like all that kind of stuff, and like Chris was like, oh yeah, like absolutely, like he was addressing it as if he was like educated or like in the on the same plane as Clun. You know what I mean? Like he had a full understanding of what he was talking about, and I was like, dude, you don't have a fucking clue what this dude's talking about. But he was sitting there going, oh yeah. Nah, dude, Clun's on another level. But it was like a strange agreement, as if, yeah, I know exactly where your mind's at. Um, but and he said some weird things like to Trait that I didn't think were necessarily like appropriate, or they were kind of catty that I didn't like listening to. I don't know. I didn't I didn't get a good feeling about it. But they have good guests. Uh, the pattern I painted on the dud Risto. Where is that? Where is that beautiful specimen of a bait? I don't see it. It's hidden up there somewhere amongst my collection. Um, 18 in December, so I'll have PayPal. Hell, I used to watch. When I lived in Austin, I enjoyed watching John B stuff. Um, it wasn't, like my first. It wasn't like my first choice, but I felt like he was a good dude, and he was like, you know, he just felt like a genuine person, which is what drew me into like watching his stuff, because I felt like he was genuine, and and then uh, and then he just kind of fizzled out. Um, Nobody understands Rick Clun. Dude speaks in riddles. Yeah, exactly. Like if you're gonna sit there and try and go like pick Clun's brain, I don't think you can sit there and act like you truly understand what he's talking about. Like you have an idea, you can conceptualize it, but he's so well educated and so like he's lived all this shit that he talks about. Like he's not a talking head, which is what is so commendable about Clun, is that like he talks the talk and walks the walk. When he talks about like meditating for like 12 hours, he's not talking about it because he heard some dipshit talk about it on YouTube. Like the dude's done it. You know what I mean? And if he says, it's good for your mind to go sit in a damn on top of a cactus bare ass and in the middle of July and you know pour honey on your head, like it's not because it's like some stupid shit he read about in a magazine. Like dude's done it. So um, I used to see John B when he was a teen in my local tackle shop. That's funny. My buddy Boone out in Austin, he went fishing with him down at he took him fishing at uh what's that lake? Fayette. I went down there and stayed in a cabin. I don't know if that I think that video did air. It was pretty funny, but he was always around. I never ran into him uh, um, personally, but he was always around at the time because he was filming in Austin a lot, and I never met him personally, but he always seemed legit. Um, To me, John B was mature when him and AP was filming always together. Then when AP left, started to see a different person on camera. I can see that. Um, he was buying GM stuff from Lee's Global Tackle. How about that? Yeah, that was an interesting. It was. It really was a fun time when I was in Austin. Like I was in Austin at the perfect time. I probably missed out on lots of opportunities there, um, but it was when my business really took off. Being in Austin and being around people that were like doing stuff and trying to like grow businesses and starve and all that kind of stuff. Uh, but like YouTube fishing was blowing up. Like you had the Googans kind of getting aligned, um, and they were all like coming down to Austin. Sixth Sense was blowing up. They were right down the road. Um, Finn Milliken was coming to Texas a bunch. He was always in and out of around Austin. Um, so there was a lot of like excitement going on in bass fishing around Austin. Uh, and even the people like the guys fishing down in Austin, they were like filming content and doing stuff. It was really fun to be around. Here, there's none of that. I don't know of um, anybody in the freshwater scene that's trying to put out like bass fishing content of any sort. And there's a lot of fishermen down here. I'm talking about in Mobile, like there's plenty of saltwater guys, um, but I don't know of any besides Bama Bass, but he's not even he's in his own doing his own thing. Um, so uh, not like the hotbed of Omaha, yeah. But I mean, in in Omaha's defense, I don't feel like there is like you can fish down here 12 months out of the year, so you don't have to stop. And there's probably it would probably be a little easier to get fishing content here because there's so many different variations of stuff you could do, right? Like if you wanted to, you could go bass fishing and catch like blue crabs, which would be cool. Uh, or redfish or something like the bycatches down here. Bass fishing would be interesting. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. I had an old customer tell me stories of Shaw Grigsby when he first started on the tour. Shaw was a very young, big stick. Yeah, Shaw was the shit, dude. Still is. There's a million ways to be a kayak YouTuber all over northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin. You see that? John B probably could catch crabs pretty easily in Chicago. You probably just have to walk outside. Uh, I do think post-pandemic things are really slowing in Texas, even at local tackle stores. You mean there's not people shopping in them? I don't know. I wish there was a. Brandon, we'll see you later. Jeremy, that is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I think people's spending habits are still the same for the most part. Flair, Milliken, and Pig Patrol TV all from around here. Yeah, that's pretty big. Like I couldn't. I don't know who that Pig Patrol dude is. I've heard it, but I didn't. Uh, I can't say that I've ever watched one of his videos. I know who Flair is. I don't know how anybody could watch his stuff. Um, but lots of guys are losing sponsors. Casey, I would say a lot of guys should lose sponsors because from what I've seen at the classics, um, people don't know how to work for them, and I think it's I think it's about time for more of that. Like the more people that get fired, I think the better, because then it'll teach them that they actually have to get off their ass and do something. And it's not like it's hard to go to a expo and like talk to people about their sponsor's product. Like that's easy. That should be fun. But that seems like it's hard for a lot of guys to even do. So, um, but from cutbacks, I'm sure there's uh, lots of that going around. I was talking to Jordan Lee on his a couple days ago, and he said that Carhartt is getting out of the fishing space. So he was wearing Sims. Indie yak angler puts out the best fishing from a yak that I've seen. Dude has the most calming voice. I've probably seen him because I watched some dude's video and I was reading through the comments and somebody was talking about how calming his voice is. I bet it's that guy. Got to be. Jeremy, what bass bait would a tarpon eat? Just out of curiosity. But that surprised me about Carhartt. Carhartt is rolling in stocking caps cash. But is it really like here's the thing. Is it really the fishing industry that Carhartt has an issue with? Or is it their ability to sell in the fishing industry? Right? Like I don't think it's the fishing industry. Maybe it's just I don't know. Lipless spook spinnerbaits. Spinnerbait tarpon would be fun. Um, Carhartt went woke and is pissing off the rednecks. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the answer. I don't keep up with that, so I don't. I don't know. Check out the Z-Man kicker crabs. I have seen those. They're very interesting, Doug. I thought about buying some, and then my boy Austin came out with his little uh, crabby looking thing, and I don't like Z-Man plastic. I just can't get used to it. I don't like rigging it. I just don't like it. But I do like. I did when those came out at ICAST. I did put a little thumbnail on the kicker crab. Um, packages up here. I think they're trying to sell to the man bun crowd. This one, Doug, it's got the two little kickers down here. But Prodigy Custom Lures. He's on Instagram. Carhartt went woke 30 years ago when they started their work in progress fashion line. Yeah. What was it? I remember there was a big stink about like people finally figured out like 10 years ago that like only certain Carhartt stuff was still made in the US. Like most of it was made in like somewhere else. And I don't remember what it was. It's like basically the bibs were like the only thing that were still made in the US. Yeah, I still wear their bibs. And I've got a really like if y'all thought my jorts were bad, wait till you see my Carhartt jacket. It's shredded like the arms. Oh, sorry, Chris. Sorry, Chris. Which base you want to see? This one? It's so the foil's so bright. Bangladesh or Indonesia, yeah, something like that. So, all right, let's get these out. No lighter burns. I'm just going cowboy style. AJ knows all about Carhartt. He worked in the cowboy apparel. He used to fit men for Wrangler jeans. Right, AJ? Dudes also bitch about the price of Carhartt. We had a Carhartt plant here in town. In the end, they were making a brand called Muleskin, a division of Carhartt. They shipped them to Mexico. That's interesting. All right, we're doing the albino craw. Ooh, that looks good. Looks like a little albino snack. We were the #1 Carhartt dealer in Nebraska. What's your favorite Carhartt item, AJ? That's pretty sick, dude. Well, I'm about to make it to an hour. After I said I was going to get off in 30 minutes. Beautiful. All right. That's it. Mission accomplished. I'll let those dry. Uh, K126 long sleeve pocket tee. Do their pockets on their t-shirts not stretch? That's my biggest issue. Uh, Chris, it did. All I did was go bounce around on barnacle covered pilings and dick up my rub rail. Can you? I guess I'm gonna have to try and sand out my rub rail because it's like it's bad. It took some pretty gnarly smacks. Um, I've been on Pontchartrain catching specks on 150 and then cut line because of 15-pound plus amberjack smokes a bait. Anybody ever used the rain gear from Academy, not the H2O, the other brand that only sells through Academy? I can't think of the name. I've never bought any Academy rain gear. That's usually the only thing I buy pretty much two things high end: boots and rain gear. Everything else is pretty much low end. Me personally. Trying to think anything else I would like not mind spending a premium on. That's about it. The nicest stuff I have is our boots and rain gear. All the tarpon around me were big ones. They were in the 4+ foot range. Wow, it's large. That is large. Because my area typically I start with 100, 150, then if I need to move to 300 ground wheels. Huh. All right, dudes. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go try and finish painting all these baits. I gotta get moving because I got a lot of swim baits to paint, and I've got a lot of Christmas trees to paint. So, y'all tune in next time. See what's going on. Later, Instagram. Spend money on socks. I don't know who makes good socks, AJ. So I don't. I do like new socks though. They feel nice. Nothing like a fresh pair of socks that's never been worn. But that would probably be my like if I was like a billionaire and I had like some weird quirk, it would probably be something like wearing a fresh pair of socks every day. You know what I mean? Like you just wake up and every time you put on a pair of socks, it's brand new. It's never been worn. And you throw them in the trash. Carrie Bell. But anyway, all right, y'all be good. See you later.